Hi everybody, in this video we're going to look at the options available to you when you've got images in your LYNX Whiteboard presentations. So here you can see I've got 4 images that I found from our media search, and when I click on them there are a variety of ways that I can access extra tools to do with images. So one of them might be, if I'm a LYNX Pro user, that I can click on the AI options here and we go to the media area and it will do a media search for something similar. It can tell that I'm looking at robots and it will search the web for other alternative images that we can put in there as well. So it's just a shortcut using AI to help you find other images or maybe even generate one of your own. Check out my LYNX Pro videos for more instructions on that. On any image as well, we also get this enter button, and that means we can zoom in on the image when we want to have a closer look at it. When we're presenting, that is actually the default of what happens to an image. So if I start presenting at any point, if I click on an image, I zoom into it and I can go back out of it there. Let's stop presenting. But the main image options come from this picture icon here, image options there. So what can we do in here? Well, firstly, we can adjust the image. So for example, on the image down here, I might only want one of these robots. So if I go into the adjust option, I can use my little toggles here to focus us in on just the one robot that I want to use. Now I can decide as well how that adjustment works. At the minute I've got it so it's going to fit into the space that I've allocated for it there. But also in adjust we've got things like fill, so it will fill the area, and we see that mainly when we want to start messing with it. So on the nodes here you can see that I've set it so that this robot will fill whatever space I've put it into, and I'd have to adjust it in a variety of ways for me to be able to see it all again. However, if I go back into adjust and I switch it to stretch, what will happen now is that as I stretch it in any direction, rather than fill, it will stretch into place. And then if we go back and we put it back to fit, it will go back to its normal size. And we can also reset the whole crop as well if we want to there. Now what else can we do? Well, we've also got tools such as upscale image. Now we can see most of my images are nice, crisp and clear, but this robot over here is a little bit faded out, it looks. So if I upscale image, it should re-crisp that image for us so it looks a lot better. But please note that excellent tool is a LYNX Pro tool for those that pay for the subscription. But as you can see, it's really effective. We also have the color options. So in here we can mess with the brightness of the image that we're looking at. We can mess with the contrast, the saturation levels within there too, and the hue. And luckily, when we're messing around with all of these things, we can go back to how it should be as well if we reset it. By going into all of these areas. So each one of these, if I reset them into the center, you'll see we get our original image back. There it is. Also in the image options, we have a panoramic view toggle. Let's use that with the kind of photograph here. So when I turn it on by hitting this toggle, now the image is a lot more mysterious. I can move this around and we can make it very strange, and we could leave it like that, and I can lock that so that when I move the image around, people will be wondering, what is it? Maybe we can make it as part of a puzzle. What is that item? What are we looking at there? And then in the page options, we can turn the toggle off and we can reveal the picture. So it's a nice 360 panoramic mode. Also, we have the ability to remove the background from certain pictures. So I can use it here with this robot. Let's see if it'll let me do it with my cropped robot as well. Yeah, it has. But if you come across an image where it won't work, and it has worked for all of these, all you have to do is crop the image yourself, and you can do it on your own. Now also, what we can do is try to use this tool with these kind of more photographic images here, but it might only remove a certain portion of the picture. Now you'll notice on my two robots here, it's left behind these white spaces between the robot's legs. Now hopefully my editing tools will help there, because I have a fill tool that I can use, and clicking in between in these gaps will get rid of those and create the holes that we want, so that when we're moving this around, you can see that we can see through those gaps now as well. Also, we have the replace option. All this does is ask us to decide which image we want to replace this one with, and that could be a pasted image, or we could go and browse our files and find an image that we'd like to replace it. I don't want to do that to our gang of robots there. We'll leave them in peace, but thank you for watching, and those are all of your image options.